Now, Earth is more than just a collection of resources. It's a multitude of interconnections and nested systems. Achieving sustainability will depend in large part on the way that we address and how we impact these systems. Systems are sets of things that interact, producing an outcome distinct from the effect of each thing separately. Let's take a look at four of Earth's large systems: the geosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. Now, I'm a geologist by trade, so I am going to start with the geosphere. This is the realm of solid matter. We're talking rocks, minerals, glaciers, continents, volcanoes, and the very stuff the Earth is composed of. Most of these cycles in the geosphere take centuries to complete. And there are a lot of interactions between the geosphere and the other spheres. There's too many to list, but here are three examples. Soil is composed of minerals and particles of rock that feed plants and give them a solid foundation for their roots so that they can grow stable and tall. In turn, the plants break up larger pieces of rocks in the soil and play an important role in the weathering of rocks in the rock cycle. Now, volcanoes erupt and release a lot of volatiles, which are gases that were trapped under the surface of the earth, and even small particles of minerals and rocks when they erupt. Now, this changes the physical properties and chemistry of the atmosphere near the eruption, and often these eruptions are large enough to change the atmosphere globally. Now, in that same way, underwater volcanoes change the very chemistry and temperature of the water surrounding them. Okay, so now the atmosphere. This system includes the climate, weather, free gases, ozone, the greenhouse effect. The atmosphere is an important sphere on Earth because it either directly or indirectly controls all of terrestrial life, rocks, temperature, and extreme events like hurricanes. And it also stabilizes the surface of the Earth. So, how does it do all this? Well, it's through its interactions with the other spheres. The atmosphere is full of gases that plants and animals need to survive. In fact, if the chemistry of our atmosphere changed too much, life on Earth would also change pretty dramatically. Like that time that oxygen levels on Earth were so high, dragonflies and other bugs were as big as birds. Sorry, we were talking about the atmosphere and not paleontology and geology. Okay, back to the atmosphere, which pushes and mixes with water in the ocean to change its physics and chemistry. And in turn, the ocean outgasses into the atmosphere and it bleeds heat into it. Now, gases in the atmosphere and the chemistry of the atmosphere literally change the composition of what minerals and rocks can form on the planet. Rocks and minerals are dependent on temperature, availability of water and ions, and all of these conditions change how the rocks weather and break apart. Okay, so now the hydrosphere, our precious liquid water sphere. The thing that makes our planet so unique and so different. Liquid water means life on Earth. This is the sphere of oceans, glaciers, rain, rivers, lakes, and inland seas. Our water has variable chemistry. There's fresh water and there's salt water. And arguably, this is our most precious resource. Water is life, and without liquid water, there would not be life as we know it on our planet. Water droplets in the atmosphere are powerful greenhouse gases and and when they rain out, they clean particles of soot and other things out of the sky. Water rusts metal and breaks rocks apart, making their minerals and chemistry available for life to use. Okay, last but not least, the biosphere. This is life, from DNA to cells to multicellular life to populations and communities. The biosphere is very complex and it is really hard to predict. Liquid water is rare outside of our planet, but as far as we know, life has only occurred on Earth because of the Goldilocks conditions of the geosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere. Okay, liquid water does exist outside of our planet, but as far as we know, Earth does not. Basically, our planet was at the right place in our solar system with the right star, and we think that life requires a rocky planet with liquid water and enough heat from the sun. So our planet really is a Goldilocks planet. Now, life depends on the rest of Earth's systems and on the stability of those systems, but it's not a one-way relationship. The biosphere changes the systems it interacts with. Every breath we take and every particle of water and oxygen a plant breathes out changes the composition of the atmosphere and keeps it stable and habitable. Plants and animals change the rocks and use rocks and minerals for building materials. Tree roots can break boulders apart in decades, right? Shellfish take calcium carbonate ions from seawater to make their shells. And the gases and byproducts of the biosphere change the very composition of our oceans. This planet is made up of many systems that work together to keep conditions stable, and each system, no matter how big or small, is vital to the overall system. When we step back and look at our planet as a whole, you might see that Earth is a harmonious, self-regulating, and complex living system. The systems of Earth are so closely integrated with each other and work together to maintain the current conditions on our planet. We humans are part of this system, and we contribute to our planet's ability to regulate itself just as strongly as our planet's weather and resources and other conditions regulate our populations. It's important to learn about these systems because we interact with them daily, even if we don't recognize it.